Copilot just got smarter. GPT-5 is officially here, bringing speed to the simple and deep reasoning to the complex. Today, I'll show you what it is, why it matters, and how it transforms your way of work as compared to the current default experience leveraging GPT 4.0. Hey everyone, my name is Nick Harris, and I am a senior Copilot cloud solution architect with Microsoft. Welcome to the Microsoft 365 Copilot Connection, where we bring you the latest information and updates impacting your Microsoft 365 Copilot experiences. GPT-5 has officially launched, directly injected within your Microsoft 365 chat experiences. Turn it on by clicking the Try GPT-5 option in the top right-hand corner, and prompt directly in the prompting box just like you did before. The new real-time routing system will identify automatically if it should serve a simple, speed approach-based output, or if it should think more deeply as it's ideating through both your work and your web content, allowing you to intermix reasoning and quick access and output based experiences to give you the most relevant results that you require. So here's another way of looking at this new experience. It used to be if I wanted to invoke deep reasoning capabilities, I would directly navigate to the researcher agent, and that would align directly in a deep research based conversation where I would have to wait a considerable amount of time in order to get some form of detailed and informed output. Now, instead, Copilot with GPT-5 will automatically route based on the user's intent within their prompt. If you need quick answers, it will directly leverage the high throughput model that's directly injected. And instead, if it identifies that deeper research is required, it will start to invoke the reasoning model in order to give you more informed results. I will also say, as a part of my experience so far, I've noticed that the reasoning steps aren't as enriched as you would receive with the researcher agent. So, if you need to still perform deep research, please continue to leverage that researcher agent to get the most detailed output per your particular requirements. GPT-5, though, starts to blur those lines and make the overall orchestration experience easier for the user, allowing you to just easily prompt and having the AI pick and choose and provide you information back based on what it believes is best. As of August 7th, GPT-5 is available for all Microsoft 365 Copilot licensed user scenarios and should be actively rolling out to unlicensed users over the coming weeks as well. So let's dive on in, let's do some prompting, and let's compare to the GPT 4.0 experience to see how GPT-5 works live inside of Copilot. Starting off, we're going to leverage GPT 4.0, the main default experience of Microsoft 365 Copilot today. Very simple prompt. Provide me the latest updates on Project Falcon, and let's see how it responds. So here's the response I received. I have tried this a few times just to see what type of results it would give me back each time. Really, the core concepts here, it does give me like high level overview of Project Falcon, key features. I got a section on timeline and milestones, just high level information still around the overall project. And then we finally get into recent progress and activities, aggregating some information, technical marketing insights as well. So, a lot of high level overview based information, some brief updates and such that we've been included. Let's now check this out and see what happens if we run this through GPT-5. So, in the top right hand corner, we have the Try GPT-5 button. I have toggled that button on, and you see now above my prompting box, you are using Copilot with GPT-5. We have the same prompt that we're going to leverage. Let's send it off and let's see what we get. Now, I've ran this prompt a few times as well, and I do see some noticeable differences. GPT-5 does start in the same manner. It gives me some, current status, update, overview based information, core objectives, but it does seem to get into the recent progress more quickly, some key documents updated as well, and then we have some additional data points of things that it might want us to do. It's trying to assume where we want to go next. I've also noticed in the output after running this a few times, GPT-5 seems to be a bit clearer in the type of verbiage and phrasing that it uses, and it's a bit more concise. It's almost like it gets more to the point based on what I've asked, trying to maybe assume based on the work I've been doing or what I may want to know, the type of information that it should give me. Overall, this example shows that there are many similarities between the two large language models when we're leveraging an overall scenario of just finding some work data using that real time routing process with GPT-5 and having it just giving us a quick answer back. Let's now go ahead and try a more complicated scenario and see how the experiences work. So, in this next scenario, we're going to be a bit more specific. We are going to do some document comparisons and evaluate three different RFP documents. Let's submit this off and let's see what GPT 4o provides us. So, just as brief review, we're building a weighted scorecard. We've indicated what the weights are. We're also ranking recommendations with rationale and risk mitigations. We want a one slide executive summary, and we want some follow up questions specifically aggregated to the top vendor that we are looking to. Now, looking at the overall results, it appears GPT 4o has picked Solar Nova Energy. It's given us strengths and weaknesses, risk mitigation points as well. Points for all of those, one slide executive summary, headlines for each, and a chart. And finally, some brief follow up questions. It looks like we have five, with the last indication that, hey, do you want to package this up into a presentation? Let's go ahead and try this out with GPT 5. Now, these are the type of scenarios where I really see GPT-5 shine. When it comes to that real time routing, GPT-5 has selected to perform additional deep reasoning. We saw the reasoning steps being aggregated and then the overall informed response. The response came within about 1 minute. And this is a big change because I don't have to go directly to researcher initially. We can let GPT-5 pick that reasoning engine instead. General note, the output would not be as detailed as the researcher output, so it is still recommended for really deep research use cases. But in those scenarios where we need to aggregate a lot of information and become more informed, especially against our work content, GPT-5 truly shines and it picks it for you. So if we look here, we have our initial first pass. It's given us a brief explanation of how it navigated through the materials. We then have our weighted scorecard and ranked recommendations. A lot of explainability directly built into this explanation. There's our particular scorecard as well, formatted as a table with our weights and scores. We see the totaling mechanism is different from what GPT-4o provided as well. It does actually give us indication on why it picked those scores, which, again, more explanation around the back end reasoning, the why. That's what we truly want to know. We then have our ranked recommendations, our risk mitigations per opportunity. It looks like there's these little sections as well. Limitation call out. It tried to look into any emails or meeting notes that I might have for pricing or assumptions or prior alignments based on those RFPs. Couldn't find anything, so it's indicating that to us. It would shine even more if we had more work data that it could lean on. We then have our one slide executive summary. We have a chart with the weighted scores as well, the headlines. Finally, some follow up questions, much more detailed follow up questions for green tech solutions in this case. And then what I specifically searched for, more explanations around the process, recommended next steps, and an appendix of information at the very end. Overall, the response when it comes to that reasoning capability is more informed and it's quicker to respond in comparison to the researcher agent. So I would consider this more of like a hybrid based scenario where you need to perform some research and you don't want to wait as long for something like researcher to directly respond to you. And for those of you who may have leveraged researcher, we all know that it can be almost too descriptive at times. It seems that GPT-5, again, gets more to the point and gives us the information that we require based on our prompts. Now, I wanted to take this even further and I continued my conversation with GPT-5. I just tried a very simple prompt, spin up a pursuit plan for green tech, and we see it again invoked the reasoning engine, and the information it provided was truly outstanding. It's talking about various artifacts that it directly created for me. We have the direct reference information included as well, some other key resources. It looks like it's even referring to other documents that we have. We have pursuit objectives and win strategies, customer key dates from the RFP directly pulled out, a RACI chart, and then aggregated the TPD information with, the accountable parties and such or responsible parties, but we need to fill more of that information in. Looks like there's also an execution timeline from now until submission. Solution framing is included, top risks and mitigations during the bid phase, proposal structure draft information, immediate next actions, open questions. There's so much stuff inside of here. This is insane. Of course, this isn't really work that I perform, but consider the impact. I can do more of this work now with this AI assistant at my fingertips. It's amazing the amount of capability that it has and the amount of information it can provide to help us build more so we can do more as the individual. I am sure that this is truly just scratching the surface with GPT-5, and as I continue to use this new large language model in Copilot, I'll be sure to share additional use cases and scenarios that GPT-5 will create value for you. So that's it for me for today, everyone. I truly do hope that this information was valuable for each and every one of you. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you are not already. Your support is always appreciated. Thank you all so much. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, everybody.